Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at 10 shocking real mutations in animals. I'm not going to lie, this is probably one of the most interesting videos I've ever made. The reason I put real in the title of this is because some of these animals look so totally faked and photoshopped, but they're not. You guys will never look at animals the same again after watching this video. Please leave a like. Let's aim for 4,000 likes in this video because it really does help me out. So coming in at number 10, we have Angel Cat. Now this one is coming from China. Basically, an old lady had a cat that she had since it was a baby, and when it was a baby it had two small lumps on its back, but after a few years of it being alive, the bumps turned into wings. Doctors said that the very hot temperatures in that part of China caused the wings to grow. I've never heard of heat making animals grow wings, but okay. Luckily, experts say that the wings won't harm the cat's life, but it does make it hard for the cat to mate because other cats don't know what it is. Like, they think it's another animal because of the wings. But anyway, I hope the cat will eventually find someone to mate with. Coming up next is Cyclops Monkey Pig.
Man Bear Pig.
No, Al Gore, not Man Bear Pig. Anyway, jokes aside, this one does sound really made up, and you're probably thinking, what does a cyclops, a pig, and a monkey look like when they're put together? Well, like this. This one is coming from China as well, and basically a guy who raises monkeys was delivering a baby monkey when this came out. Basically, this was a monkey with a lot of the same features as a pig. It had the facial features and skin of a pig, but the body and fur of a monkey. And to top it all off, it was only born with one eye. I'm not trying to be rude to this animal or anything, but this kind of scares me. Like, seriously, it looks like something straight out of a bad dream. But anyway, after this hit headlines, the owners of the Cyclops Monkey Pig made it into a kind of a one-animal zoo, and actually made people pay to come and see the mutated animal. Is this okay, or is it just plain exploitation? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Coming up next is Octogoat.
Free to go!
You killed this track.
Now obviously most goats have 4 legs, but by the name of this one, octo meaning 8, you can probably guess this goat has 8 legs. That's right guys, 8 legs. This goat was actually found by a farmer in Croatia. The farmer named it Billy the Squid because, as I said before, squids and octopuses have 8 legs. The reason it has 8 legs is because it should have a twin, but for some reason the twins got formed into one goat. Another thing that's strange about this goat is it is literally transsexual, which means it has both a penis and a vagina. Unfortunately, because it's kind of deformed, it will only live for around 2 years. But anyway, this goat is so uncommon, in fact there's only a 1 in 2 million chance of this happening. Coming up next is a two-faced cat. So this is a cat which is kind of like Octogoat from before, and that's because it's 2 twins that were somehow merged into one when they were born. The cat's owner actually treats the cat as 2 cats and calls it Frankie and Louie, and sometimes it's called Frank and Louie, kind of like Frankenstein. But anyway, there's actually a name for two-faced cats, which is Janus cats, because of the Greek god with 2 faces.
I ain't a great god, you know, with a million fucking arms.
And this cat lived for 15 years, which is pretty old for a Janus cat, and that's why Frankie and Louie won the Guinness World Record in 2012 for being the longest living Janus cat ever. Frankie and Louie's owner Martha Stevens says she's sad about them dying, but knows she gave them a really good life. So coming up next is a 4-legged duck. So we've already looked at animals who have double the amount of legs they should have, and well, here's another I guess. This duck made headlines in 2007 when an English farmer noticed it on his farm. The farmer said he turned the duck over to check its gender and then he was gobsmacked, which is an English phrase which means you're surprised, in case you guys don't know. The farmer said he couldn't stop counting the duck's legs because he just couldn't believe it. The duck actually uses the extra legs to his advantage and uses them as stabilizers to run around on. So yeah, luckily the extra legs didn't mess up the duck at all and it was totally healthy. So coming up next is a see-through fish. So in 2014, a fisherman from New Zealand was reeling in his fishing nets when he pulled up a shrimp. And as you guys know, this is how most shrimp look. And this is how the fisherman's shrimp looked. That's right guys, it was totally transparent. The shrimp must have been mutated for some reason when it was born. According to experts, this could actually be a good thing if more shrimp started doing this because it gives them a pretty good camouflage in the water. But I don't know if I'd want to eat a see-through shrimp.
Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.
Next up on this list is a 2-headed snake. Now some people already find snakes creepy.
I'm a slithery little sneaky snake.
Ugh. Anyway, if you guys are scared of snakes, then you're definitely not gonna like this. A snake farmer from Kansas in America said this snake was born with 2 heads. The snake can move both heads, but the bad part is they each have their own brain, and one of the snakes is really aggressive and keeps biting the other one. Don't worry too much guys, the snakes are completely harmless to humans. Although snakes with 2 heads have been seen before, this one is kinda unique because it's alive, as the survival rate for 2-headed snakes is only 1 in 10,000. Next up on this list is a white tiger. You guys might know about white tigers, they're very rare, but don't worry, worry, this isn't about white tigers in general, that would be boring. This is about a very specific white tiger. Basically, so many people want to buy these as a status symbol, so breeders go to crazy lengths to try and breed them. So one day some American white tiger breeders tried to breed one, but it went wrong because they tried to inbreed tigers to get another white tiger, which caused this tiger called Kenny to develop Down syndrome. That's right, this is the first ever recorded tiger with Down syndrome. I mean, I know it lived and everything and that's good, but obviously having Down syndrome is fucking awful. Especially as the breeders just did it to try and make some money. Next up on this list is a two-legged dog. Now this one is probably the most famous mutated animal on this list. It's been on so many TV shows like Maury, Oprah Winfrey and a bunch of other shows. So this dog is called Faith and she actually had a really sad early life. The dog's previous owner tried to kill her and ended up leaving her in a ditch with her two front legs broken. She was rescued and unfortunately had to have her two front legs removed because they were broken. She was later adopted by a 19-year-old girl from a shelter, and after hours of training she taught the dog to walk, run and jump using only her two back legs. This is a really inspirational story because this girl pretty much turned that dog's life around. And coming up last on this list is a blue lobster. This is probably one of the coolest ones in this list in terms of looks. So in 2016, a lobster fisher from Massachusetts in America brought in his lobster nets and on top he saw a bright blue lobster. Obviously lobsters are normally red, but some are mutated and a bright blue. There's only about a 1 in 50 million chance that this would ever happen. The lobster fisher named the blue lobster blue. Wow, that's almost as original as a top 10 channel calling themselves top 10s. Who would do that? Another cool thing about this is that this is actually the second time this has happened to the lobster fisherman, as he caught another bright blue lobster in 1990. There's only a 1 in 100 million chance of that happening. Now that's just crazy. And that just about wraps up this video. Check out the poll in the top right corner and you guys can vote for the animal that shocked you the most. For me it's the monkey pig cyclops because of how fictional that sounds. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe.